Sports betting brethren, hey, bring it up, and thanks for stopping by. My name is Boyd, and I'm a data analyst with OddsJam.com, where we teach you how to bet like a sharp. And today we're talking about 5 hidden features, 5 things that BetMGM Sportsbook that you may not have thought about, may not have used, but also some hidden things that they have available that make the experience at BetMGM a lot more pleasurable, a lot more fun. Have some profitable tips for you using OddsJam, and let's get started right now. Okay, guys, here we go with the first feature that we're talking about at BetMGM that you may not have considered or looked at, and that is the Parlay Boost right over here. You'll see this Parlay Boost token can be used, and something that we're going to show you the details on of kind of how this works and cover that for you real quick. I wanted to open up the Parlay Boost again just to show you that this can be used on various sports, various scenarios. So I opened up the details here because one, I want you to understand it's different than the One Game Parlay, which will show you that here next, but you can identify just a minimal odds here, and you have to have a minimum of 3 legs, but you get a 25% boost in this. And so it's kind of a nice thing if you're going to be playing one anyway, and we're going to show you that jumping over to OddsJam to identify some selections to include in these legs might be a good idea. All right, guys, as I mentioned, using the OddsJam site for a tool to use to identify betting values is maybe where you, let's start hands down to get some picks and some selections. And I looked over the mainline markets, not really much we want to see and incorporate here in this, but as we pulled up the player props, we're going to take a look at some of the player receiving yards. And again, you can see all the different markets here. These are very, very helpful to identify where the markets are at in price. And you can see here the BetMGM logo with their pricing here. I want to remind you, you can get that $1,000 first time matching deposit. So that's kind of a good thing, a very big thing. Right in here we see this KJ Hamler under sort of sticking out, the -120. It's a little bit under the average. Maybe not the best pricing as far as Typico goes, but certainly under the OddsJam line and also the Pinnacle line here. So that'd be one you'd want to incorporate. This is what's going to help you do. This is going to help you identify the positive EV wagers to include in your legs of those parlays, which you can then again boost in a profit margin that extra 25%. And as we scroll down here, another one standing out was this over 35.5 with Austin Eckler at -115. Again, kind of a nice selection here, being Bovada at 130 and also OddsJam and Pinnacle at -132. So DraftKings got that at -125. I like that one quite a bit. And again, you can include that as a second leg in your, say, your 3-leg parlay that you would have to boost over at MGM. The second feature we're going to cover and jump into are the One Game Parlays. Now, that's the terminology that BetMGM uses. They've been involved quite heavily in the One Game Parlays. You can see some of those up here that maybe you want to take advantage of. And as we saw here earlier, looking at different prospective wagers using OddsJam to include in your one game same game parlay, and that's a little bit separate and different than the Parlay Boost. 2 different things, but number 2 on the list here to include in the kind of hidden gems. All right, guys, third hidden gem, we're going to jump over to the promotions tab. It's also a little bit hidden, right? I mean, all along the top, you see all the sports, all the live betting, all the different areas you can jump in. Show you under the promotions tab gems, and once this opens up, we'll talk about them. So certainly the promotions tab is a hidden gem, and number 3 on the list, and of course using OddsJam as a tool to use for all the different types of first touchdown scored, that kind of thing. All these different events, you can use OddsJam to help you along. But one I thought was kind of cool is live streaming. You can actually watch the games for free and live stream these games, especially if you're watching in markets, maybe small college markets or other markets that the games are not on. So that's kind of a cool little tip that I wanted to throw in the mix here, because it's definitely, number 3 on the list. And the number 4 on the list is their benefits and rewards program. They actually have one in here. I believe that you can purchase tickets to Raiders games, field passes with BetMGM and get some good treatment with that. So that'd be number 4 is some of the rewards programs. And again, if you like to get signed up at BetMGM and haven't yet, please do that down below. All right, guys, the last one, number 5 for you, is the hidden gem here at the very end. Is going to help you move quickly. And I typically am at the positive EV page, a positive expected value page of OddsJam. And let's say that I identify a wager that I want to get in on real quick, because these markets move quickly. They move continuously and constantly. So one thing that's nice to have is over at BetMGM is this tool right here, this little search tool. And so if, let's say, for example, there was a game I wanted to jump in on, and let's say that it was Illinois, and it was, say, a bet that I wanted to get on quickly as possible. It pulls up the information for you very, very quickly, and then you can actually select which of the Illinois it is and which game you want to look at. And it's nice to have in your fingertips because it helps you move quickly and connect all this very, very quickly. So that's a hidden gem that I found is number 5, and I hope you enjoy all the other ones, all the player hidden gems and 5 tips I would incorporate at BetMGM. Definitely want to get involved in BetMGM and hit the links below to get signed up if you haven't had an account there yet. Also, get yourself set up with the OddsJam.com account. If you haven't become a client yet, make sure you get your free trial started and use those tools to put together the legs for the parlays, the parlay boost, and also research quickly and use those search tools to help you move quickly to take advantage of all the positive EV bets that you'll find at OddsJam. So, as always, thanks for watching, and we'll be back with more soon.